because they put it behind a paywall.
Yep, paywall.
That's all right. I found one that's I found it from
Is that the
business.org.
the London Times, the Times Times?
It's okay. Not everything is about you, Mark. Okay, and
No, I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
I'll be on. It's the Sunday Times, this one, so
Okay,
I'm not sure if it's a London paper or
that
not. To be
sounds
honest
like the
with you,
London paper to me. Yeah,
yeah. So it's the Sunday Times,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Where the second I saw it, I was able to read it, and I guess after a few hours, they put it behind a paywall, and therefore,
So,
I will
so,
not be using
so
it.
it's almost like it actually was about me after all.
Well, you don't live in London.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
You're always complaining.
yeah. No, I complain that things go to London.
That's right. You're always
Yeah,
complaining
yeah.
that, oh,
I don't want to live in London.
London gets it, man.
Yeah,
Oh, London gets it. London always, yeah,
that's
because you live.
uncanny. Uncanny.
Here, I'll do ready. I'll do you, Mark. Right.
Okay.
London, man. London always gets it.
Yeah.
Or if I wanted to, if I want, whenever you're mad, your Welsh intonation comes in because you don't really have a Welsh accent, but you're because you've been educated.
Mm.
But the sometimes the Welsh intonation, I don't understand why they're doing that.
Exactly. Yeah. Why? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what is wrong with them? Yeah.
It's the
Um,
exactly it's the intonation that comes in
yeah.
when you get really mad
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah. Well, welcome back to Archaeoscoop. This is the show, folks, where
We talk about how much we hate daylight savings time and how
mm.
there's no historical basis for it.
Okay, okay. Well, given that we weren't actually recording at that point, uh,
Well, for
what
those
are you
who
talking
don't,
about?
so for those who don't know, this week, Mark and I have been trying to navigate times because England and Europe, the rest of Europe does not celebrate the movable feast at the same time
No, yeah.
as North America anymore. Now North America has extended, so instead of abolishing daylight savings time, it's extended daylight savings time, which is wonderful, but really we should just stay on it and not go back
Mm.
to stand. Like it just doesn't matter anymore. And you will hear, and I heard when I was a kid all the time, oh, it's the
The
farmers. Oh, it's the no.
farmers. Yep.
Farmers do not care a rat's
No, but no, more
what
to the
time
point, more to the
anything is.
point, a Scottish coo does not care when
No,
it's milked. Like,
nope.
1 hour either way doesn't matter. It's like it's
Nope, this is
no.
a thing, and you'll hear all kinds of excuses. This is a thing that started. It was proposed by originally an entomologist who wanted to study crepuscular. I think it was beetle, a certain type of beetle, and why they wanted to have more hours daylight when they couldn't just go outside. I don't know, but then really it was used by the New Zealand government. This study was used by the New Zealand government to get more golf time in at the end of the day. And
Ah,
that's why it was originally celebrated. It had nothing to do with Parisians, Mark. As Mark just joked before. I had said that Benjamin Franklin, and this is true, he wrote in I think a letter or a journal somewhere. He was joking, but not really. That Parisians, if only Parisians could wake up an hour earlier in the summer, they would actually they would actually get things done.
hmm.
But obviously he was not the first person to propose daylight savings time.
No,
Daylight
no.
savings time. It was eventually adopted by the English government, I think in 1907
So,
as British
are
summertime.
you saying that Nicolas Cage in that masterpiece, National Treasure, is a liar?
It's 3 p.m. now, okay? That means in 1776, it would be 2 p.m.
Riley, you're a genius.
Yeah. Do you actually know who the first person to suggest daylight savings was?
Benjamin
Benjamin
Franklin.
Franklin.
He is many things in that movie, but National Treasure is still a masterpiece,
Yeah,
but absolutely not true in any way,
Benjamin
shape, or
Franklin.
form.
Interesting. Okay. Well,
But
I,
it only came back because we had it for World War One and Two
uh-huh.
because that was when we were still on oil and coal, and obviously the world now lots of things we don't need daylight savings time anymore, and it was reinstituted because of the energy crisis in the 70s,
Right.
and ever since then it's gone off, it's gone on, it's gone off, it's gone on, and now it actually costs us money to change the time.
Mhm.
And the businesses have said, we like it this way better because since there's an hour more sunlight after most people, not all, finish work, people actually come out, they go to the shops, and we can stay open later. Whereas you'll hear all the entitled parents going, but my child goes to school when the sun's up. Nobody cares, Barbara. Nobody cares that your child's going to go to the dark, at least in Canada. Your
Go to
child's
the
going to
dark.
school. Yeah, your child's
Go
going
to
to
the
school in the
dark.
dark, in the dark for 3 months of the year anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't matter if the sun
And they get
rises
to
at
have lunch
7:30 or
outside.
8:30.
They get to go and play in when the sun is somewhat up.
Yes, that's the
Yes.
thing I don't understand. I would so much rather have my child come home from school when there is sunlight
Yeah, yeah.
rather than the other way around. So this way they can actually, as you say, play and enjoy some time outside, get some vitamin D. All the children are sickly these days. And I just don't get it. And so, like I said, I know we were supposed to abolish it in 2021, and then all the parents piped up going, "But my child!" And then in 2023, I know the European Union was supposed to abolish it.
Mhm.
I just pick a time and stay on it. I don't care. Just stop this nonsense. It's now
Pick one.
costing us millions of dollars because it made sense maybe when things were analog, but nothing's analog anymore. It's all digital. It's
Yeah.
now, and the scientific background of is this actually good for humanity, screwing up everybody's circadian rhythm? The answer is no.
Yeah, it's
No.
very clear. Yeah, no, it messes with everyone. And also, in that sense, the upshot, folks at home, of this extended introduction to this episode is is that we are now 4 hours apart, whereas typically we are 5 hours apart. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and
But we're closer together.
closer until the 29th of March, and then I'll zip forward in time. And
Ew.
yeah, ew, oh,
Ew, gross. Disgusting.
So-
The worst part of this, though, is that most countries don't even use this. I was going to say celebrate it, use this anymore. And
yeah.
even parts of Canada, we have a whole swath of Canada that just does not use it, period, because it's mostly an agrarian society. And again, as I said, the cows don't
and they
care what
rely
time.
on maple clocks, don't they? Like does the drip of maple syrup.
Yes, the
Yeah.
the maple trees, every morning at sunrise, they go I like that. To
Eh?
gently wake everybody up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. So, what's your first news story of the episode then?
The first for really real story
Yeah.
is a story that about 400 people shared with me, which I thought was great. And this is 40,000-year-old Stone Age symbols may have paved the way for writing long before Mesopotamia.
Yeah.
And I just want to preface this by saying there is a very big difference between what constitutes as writing and marks. These are marks that have meaning.
I'm a
They
mark
are
that
not
has meaning.
you are a single mark that has meaning. These are many marks that have meaning.
Many marks.
There are many marks. But this is an adorant figurine from a cave in Germany that's approximately 38,000 years old, give or take, has small ivory plates. And the article says over 40,000 years ago, our early ancestors were already carving signs into tools and sculptures. And that's true. So it's a sign or a symbol that means something. I would say, because I saw a lot of headlines saying earliest writing discovered. This is not writing. Writing, there is a very specific system that you have to follow, either ideograms, pictograms, whatever it is, letters, it doesn't matter. It has to represent a language or again a series of ideas that you can interpret. This is marks. That's what it is.
So, out of interest, then, would stenography be writing?
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
If you can read it and it has meaning to you, there are words that have meaning, ideas that have meaning. Yes, this is marks. So according to a new analysis, linguist Christian Benz at Saarland University, an archaeologist, Eva Dukovic, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, at the Museum für Vor, in Berlin, these sign sequences have the same level of complexity and information density as the earliest proto-cuneiform script that emerged tens of thousands of years later, around 3000 BCE. I would disagree that it has the same complexity because
Okay.
cuneiform, again, is a writing system. And they did say proto-cuneiform, okay, because they're
Mhm.
talking specifically about wedges. And if you look at this, it is a series of notches or wedges,
Mm.
but this does not spell anything.
Well, actually, so and also I'm reminded of in Aboriginal culture, there are
Mhm.
message sticks that act as
Yeah.
well, long distance communication, permission to travel through land, and some basic news sharing as well that require, it's not direct language, it's actually, it requires interpretation.
Yes.
And so notches, yeah, notches and cuneiform are not the same in that sense, no.
Yeah, the cuneiform is a system of writing for
Mm.
Sumerian, Akkadian, etc. That it is an alphabet that is used for languages, and therefore it is writing. This is not writing. Paleolithic objects dating between 34,000 and 45,000 years old bear mysterious sign sequences, often repeated lines, notches, dots, and crosses. Many of these artifacts were discovered in caves in Swabia, Jura, such as a small mammoth found in the Vogelherd Cave in Lone Valley in southwestern Germany. A Stone Age human carved the mammoth figurine out of mammoth tusk and carefully engraved it with rows of crosses and dots. Other artifacts in the Swabian or Swabian, if you're Swabish, sorry, are also also etched with signs. One of these objects is the Adarant, a mammoth ivory plate uncovered in, I cannot pronounce this word, cave, in the Arch Valley that depicts a hybrid lion-human creature. The object is likewise adorned with rows and dots and notches. Upon close inspection, another mythical depiction of a human-lion hybrid, the lion-human of the Holstein Stadel Cave in the Lone Valley. Sure, we know that one. We featured that one before. Those notches placed at regular intervals along the arm. New findings show that these marks are there for a reason. Stone Age humans use them to convey information and to record their thoughts. Our research is helping us uncover the unique statistical properties or statistical fingerprint of these sign systems, which are an early predecessor to writing, explains Professor Christian Benz of Saarland University. The Swabian Jura or Swabian Jura is one of these regions where objects with this type of signs have been found most frequently. But there are, of course, other important regions. Countless tools and sculptures from the Paleolithic or the Old Stone Age, bear intentional sign sequences, elaborates Dr. Eva Dukovic. Again, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. The researchers traveled together to Europe, visiting museums and archaeological sites to find new Stone Age signs. There are many sign sequences to be found on artifacts. We've just only scratched the surface.
Nice. I don't even need to make a pun now.
I think you wrote this, Mark. That's what I
It's
think
covered.
you
It's
did.
covered.
And so that's what it is. It's a series of knots. Some people say that it's a counting method,
Uh-huh.
but we will find out more about it soon.
I think I don't know if this was if this was jokey speculation, because I can't quite recall who said it, but I think this might the mammoth in particular artifact I think might have been suggested that it could have represented a stitched it was a hard carved version of a stitched plush mammoth toy, which is quite a fun idea actually. And this
That's
idea
interesting.
yeah, and even if just as a thought experiment, this idea actually of course taking skins and stuffing them would be a thing that they would and could do. But I quite like
Yes, well,
that idea.
we have the oldest stuffed animal from Siberia.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, but regardless, yeah, the notches to signify something. I can believe that, and I suppose is this sort of it's the step, isn't it, between the what an academic is comfortable to say and reasonably can infer, and the need to talk about alphabets and writing, and there's this sort of interesting hierarchy, isn't there, between the notion of language as a written complex conveyance of information, and the fact that actually culture itself can accommodate a lot of information in and around fairly simplistic marks. You know, they can still be deeply significant, just that significance is not conveyed through sounds as represented by symbols, I guess, you know, or ideas as represented by symbols.
Yeah, or ideas, pictograms, ideograms, anything. Yeah, exactly. Cue a bit of Fry and Laurie where he goes, "Hello, we're talking about language."
So let's talk instead about flexibility of language, linguistic elasticity, if you like.
Yes, I think I said earlier that our language, English,
As spoken by us.
as we speak it, yes, certainly, defines it. We are defined by our language, if you will.
Hello, we're talking about language.
Exactly. Well, this story that I've chosen for my first is one that I'm going to keep on coming back to this through these episodes because I think that it's always a good litmus test, and maybe we need
Oh
to.
no, is it the I word, Mark? Please no.
It's not the I word.
Oh God.
No, I'm going to keep on coming back to incest. No, this is AI, and
Oh,
this
okay.
is the story.
I don't know which is worse, to be honest with you.
This is from Science News, although there is an attached paper from Cambridge University that I'll be linking to below as well. AI helps archaeologists to solve a Roman gaming mystery.
Don't give it credit.
Now,
Come on now.
it's interesting because the researchers used virtual players, and again, this is where again the reporting language, I think, tends to overstate and overplay and feel the need to convey things that aren't necessarily there. But anyway, used virtual players to test possible combinations of pieces and moves on a old flattened piece of limestone inscribed with crisscross of grooves that look like the board for a game. But for nearly a century, no one knew how the game was played. Now researchers have used artificial intelligence to reverse engineer a potential set of rules, revealing, I've inserted the word potential, actually, they said to reverse engineer the rules, revealing the board was probably part of a blocking potential blocking game played by the Romans. The innovative approach to solving how the game was played had virtual games run through more than 100 sets of possible rules from researchers.
Oh my God, Mark, with the dodecahedrons, the dice.
Roman dodecahedron, what are you for? Don't say knitting, that's not what you're for. No, remember, they're for measuring peni. We recently discovered, didn't
Yes,
we?
that's true. Yes.
Yeah.
Of all shapes and
Yeah,
sizes.
exactly. Will it fit? Oh no, it didn't fit there. Okay, let's just roll it over. Yeah. Okay. Archaeologist Veronique Dachen of Switzerland's University of Freiburg called the study groundbreaking and added that the technique could be used to investigate other lost games. Direct quote: the research results invite archaeologists to reconsider the identification of Roman period graffiti that could be actual boards for a similar game not present in texts, she says. Now, given the board's size, only just about 20 centimetres across, it was found in the Dutch city of Heerlen and put on display in a local museum. And researchers used AI-driven Ludi game systems to pit
Well,
two...
Ludi means game.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
Never talk words on
No,
scoop.
I know what it means. Ludo, I play. Sorry, anyway. Sorry, there, I'm getting very close to that Scouse thing again, aren't I? Hey, I know. What are you talking about? Ludi.
Give me a chicken and a can of cock.
Yeah. Ludi uses specialized game description language to drive its virtual players. In this case, the games are designed to test different configurations of pieces moving so that researchers could determine which rules might have produced the wear patterns. And this is actually also crucial. The wear patterns on the stone frequently moves on the stone had left trenches, essentially microscopic or perceptible trenches. That gave you a sense of how things might have moved on the board. So this combination of playing over and over and over again in a computer and the physical evidence of the board gave a sense of how the game might have been played. Now, this as an application of AI, I would submit is okay.
Potential rules.
Potential rules.
Although I'm going to
Absolutely.
be honest, considering what an absolute bollocks Nine-Man Morris is, I don't want to see any more Roman games.
No. And that's the thing. I actually don't particularly enjoy some of these games, and also I definitely would not have enjoyed trying 100 different permutations of rules and then arguing with people over who gets the community chest and all that kind of stuff. But it's no, I think this is an okay application of AI. This isn't crucially, this isn't generative. This isn't stealing other people's work. This is the sort of stuff that's been applied to chess playing algorithms and also the game of Go as well. And is essentially about permutations of possibilities within a bounded set of rules. And crucially, that bounded set of rules and the way in which the game could play relied on human interpretation. I.e., we saw and we can see what the board looks like, and we're telling the computer within these parameters what is possible. So, I don't know, do you agree? Obviously, no, you don't agree. Okay. Interesting.
Only because the amount of resources that is taken up to use this AI. I mean, the thing is that if it's an actual computation in which a human has engineered this AI, like, so for example, Mark and I really love video games, and if you're talking about that type of AI where the AI is doing something, yes, that is a series of parameters that you can input to the computer. The computer comes out with a likely outcome, and so the AI is programmed to do certain things, and therefore, if you duck this way, the AI will go this way, etc. So that is an acceptable form of AI. But anything else that requires where if you put something in and it requires tons of energy, the amount of fresh water that is needed to and cool these AI computation servers is criminal. And so and I put this caveat, if that's what they're using, then no, I'm not okay with it. If it is something that the opposite way, where it's a video game, as in here are the parameters we would like you to check for, here are the things that we would like you to do, if then this, if then that, then that's fine. But I don't agree with the other way, no, because we are now losing tons of resources to something that does not work well, and there's no point to it.
And we seem to be just doubling down on it. I can't even update my computer to Windows 11 because I can't afford memory.
Oh no, don't. I purposely didn't, and it's wonderful.
Oh, but now I'm being told I can't play Resident Evil 9 potentially unless I get Windows 11.
Yes, you can. I'm playing it. I'm playing
it. Fine.
You can.
But at some point, yeah, that is one of the negatives, definitely. But I think based on one of the conversations that unfolded on the Discord server, someone who is I guess now friend, we've met up for a coffee, a professor, a physicist, he was talking about actually how this also relates to similar uses of computers that are used for materials analysis and space analysis and so on and so forth. So I think this is okay. I mean, could we talked in the past about AI usage, the use of computer learning and repetitive tasks in a way that makes human work more efficient, and I guess we're just having to just thread that needle. I suppose is this necessary to figure out how a game might have been played, or could they have just taken another 10 years to do it in person? Yeah.
Oh, so I mean, as we have both established, Roman games are shit. So do we really care? I do care.
Yeah.
As a historical and archaeological aspect to it, yes, I do care. But in my soul, I go, I hate you, Nine Man Morris. I hate you so much.
Yeah, actually, when I was working at Jorvik, whenever we talked about Nefertafel,
Hatznefer?
the so-called Viking chess, as it's marketed, and Nine Men's Morris, often these boards in the museum will be on both sides of the same board, so you'll be able to. No one wanted to play Nine Men's Morris. No one.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
And actually, what would happen was, I shouldn't. Well, I can say this now because I haven't worked there for ages. Sometimes people would come in, and it would be Nine Men's Morris up by accident, or maybe the person before you had it up because there was one guy who really liked Nine Men's Morris on the team who would be like, "Oh, he's been on, hasn't he?" We'd always flip it back. Because you get a kid going, how'd you play this game? Oh, you don't want to know about that game.
I can imagine the kid. Like, would you want to play a Brandev or Outnovel, however, whatever you want to title that, the Viking chess game, because it has many different titles.
Yeah.
Or do you want to play crap?
Yeah.
Do you want to play a jumping stone game where there's literally only one way to win, and if you don't win that way, you're screwed?
Yeah.
I could just
You're
imagine
just participating. Yeah.
right, exactly. You're just
Yeah.
like, you're gonna win in 4 moves, and I can't do anything about it. Why are we even continuing this? And I could just imagine the kids going, "Oh, this game's a bit rubbish, isn't it? I hate it."
Yeah, that's more or less what would happen. But I won't say his name, but this colleague, he was like, no, it's really good, it's really interesting. This was found in the pyramids, and I'd be like, a lot of stuff was found in the pyramids, man. Doesn't mean that it makes a good board game, like, you know. But yeah, it is what it is. I think this is a passable use of AI. I think it's okay. Wow, Michelle is so unimpressed. She's just
No, it's
frozen
that. No,
solid.
you froze. Yeah, you froze. You know what? Yeah, I am so unimpressed. 'Cause
Yeah.
the last thing I heard was this was found in the pyramids, and I just went,
Yeah,
and then it literally froze on me.
exactly.
That's perfect. You know what you could do? You could take my unimpressed face and just like blow it up and be like,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
Perfect. I think this conversation about AI and historical research in extremis is actually highlighted in the other direction by another news story that came out recently, and that is, this is on the BBC. Fake content of occupation in Jersey, I believe, is, quote, not educational. This is a historian calling for AI-generated images and videos showing occupation and other historical events to be labelled so they can be easily and quickly distinguished from historical evidence. Gilly Carr of the University of Cambridge has written extensively about the occupation of in this instance, Jersey, and particularly Guernsey, which was liberated on the 9th of May 1945. And she's alarmed by the proliferation of AI-generated imagery. She says here, Carr said that Guernsey family members of victims of Nazism had been in contact and said that they were scared, quote, that AI content creators would take their family members' details in order to create video or still imagery in order to illustrate or represent something.
There is no AI content creator. There is only the AI content stealer.
Exactly, yeah. When you have a family member that has been in concentration camps or a Nazi prison, it is so upsetting you can't even prevent yourself from trying to visualize about what happened to that person during the war, Carr said. So in that sense, you don't need someone else to visualize it for you, you know, and you definitely don't need AI to, as they say here, to see them then recreated by AI and it being incorrect as well. It's sort of like, no, I don't want to see this. It's traumatic, but it's also factually incorrect as well. So people are being traumatized and also misrepresented. And history itself is being, I don't think it's too strong a word to say, abused in that instance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
So I'd much rather see AI used to run 100 boring Roman board games than used to fabricate photographs of Nazis. So in this instance, there's actually a historical image on the news article showing a German music band marching through St. Peter Port High Street in Guernsey, brass band, and what's interesting about it is that this isn't an image I've ever seen before. So we're entering a period of time where I might go, is this generated? Because it looks kind of odd, actually, because you often see goose stepping. You don't often see the brass bands and stuff like that.
Right.
So, you know what I mean?
There's a new trend among the AI dude bros where they think they're being so smart in taking photos from history and asking AI to animate and color it.
Yeah.
And then it just invents whatever you think might have happened. And people go, "Oh my God, look, footage from 300 years ago." You just go, "Oh my God."
Yeah. And a lot of it is happening on, I've noticed, on local history Facebook groups, for example, or lots of people who, thankfully, the pushback on the ones I've seen for Wall's End and Newcastle are quite strong. You get people going, this is slop.
It's
But-
Mark that sends it to me. He goes, "Here, Michelle, embarrass them." And I go, "I will blow them out of the water. No problem."
I've shown you a couple, and you just sort of, I can almost hear your knuckles crack across the Atlantic. Yeah, exactly. But no, it's interesting how sometimes you'll see people go, "Oh, this is amazing," because it'll be like say a photo from the 1960s of what was a roundabout in the centre of Newcastle, which is now a public square, and they'll go, "Oh, look, yeah, I remember when it was," And sometimes you'll get that reaction, but for the most part, because it's so uncanny, and also the ones, as you say, that recreate people's behavior, like maybe they'll just do something random. They'll take these two people who may never have hugged ever and put them into like an embrace or something, or smile, doing like a big Kodak smile at the camera and going, ha ha, and it'll be recreating or guessing at the contours of their head in areas that it's almost like a Picasso cubism,
Yes.
isn't it? So it's like
Yes.
taking the back of the head and So it's yeah,
It's just Will Smith eating spaghetti all over again.
precisely. So yeah, it could definitely be worse. Definitely. So what's your second news story?
Galileo's handwritten notes found in ancient astronomy texts. Many people sent this one to me. This one specifically comes from Science, however. And this is in Science, it's very well reported and has beautiful images too. Discovery sheds new light on how famed astronomer came to lead a scientific revolution.
Galileo.
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 We could do the whole thing, but you're going to have to be very serious about it, and we're going to have to get in the car.
Yeah.
A historian has discovered that a 16th century printing of the Almagest, a highly influential ancient astronomy text, contains extensive annotations from our good old buddy Galileo Galilei on a cloudy day in January. Historian Ivan Malara, I apologize if you don't say it that way, sat in Italy's National Central Library of Florence, poring over 7 16th century printings of the ancient world's most influential astronomy text. The pages belong to the Almagest, in which 2nd century polymath Claudius Ptolemy described his vision of an Earth-centered cosmos. As Malara flipped through the pages, he spotted something out of place. Someone had transcribed Psalm 145 on an otherwise blank page in handwriting reminiscent of a very, very famous Tuscan astronomer. That book, Malara came to realize, had been extensively annotated by none other than Galileo Galilei. Malara's
So
discovered...
at that point was the researcher Almagest.
It's the worst. That's your worst one, Mark. That's pretty bad. That the reaching is so far. It's so far.
That was pretty good. That was all right. That was all right.
That was an atrocity on my ears and
atrocity.
humankind. In a paper now under review at the Journal for the History of Astronomy promises new insight into one of the most famous ideological transitions in the history of science, the moment when Earth was thrust from the center of our universe. It's rare enough to link an entire new book to the contextual record of Galileo, but the Almagest wasn't just any old book. Shut up, Mark. If Galileo today is often praised for rejecting the authority of ancient wisdom and helping make it obsolete, the Almagest, shut up, Mark, whose description of the geocentric cosmos reigned over Western astronomy for 14 centuries, was that ancient wisdom incarnate. The annotated version of the Almagest, shut up, Mark, offers a more nuanced portrait as the revolutionary as a young man. And there, Galileo's notes, perhaps written around 590 is the around time, roughly two decades before his groundbreaking telescope observations of the moon and Jupiter, reveals someone who both revered and critically dissected Ptolemy's work. And they imply that Galileo ultimately broke with Ptolemy's cosmos because his mastery of traditional paradigm reasoning convinced him that the heliocentric system would better fulfill Ptolemy's own mathematical logic. And I'll let you read the rest of the article from there because it's quite long.
Which itself is interesting from the standpoint of you'd get projections of the Earth being drawn out with similar reverence to Ptolemy, and it shows Galileo's
Galileo.
Magnifico. It shows his magnificent bravery in that sense to actually go with observations as opposed to just because you ended up with
thinking with his brain through the scientific method.
Yeah. Well,
Disgusting.
it's stuff like the stretched Scotland. Have you seen this? where on
Oh
on
no,
some
what is
maps,
this?
well,
What
yeah,
is this?
on some maps, just to make the coordinates make sense from a
Oh, I see.
Ptolemaic perspective,
I see.
Scotland was sort of elongated to the east. They
Like newspaper ink on putty.
Yeah, yeah, and they knew what Scotland looked like, but they also couldn't reconcile it with the mathematical wisdom that had already been uh, I guess handed
British
down to them.
propaganda making Scotland smaller than it actually is.
Yeah, yeah, Scotland's actually a skid mark. So take that. Um, no, so yeah, it really highlights Galileo's brilliance. Absolutely. My second story is from, once again, Popular Mechanics. I do love myself a Popular Mechanics news article. And this is the headline that scientists have discovered an ancient Egyptian tool 2,000 years ahead of its time. Exactly, exactly. The copper and leather device that represents the first evidence of mechanical tools from Egypt's pre-pharaonic history. And the image of the tool, it's beautiful. It's a drill bit, basically. It's a stepped drill bit with certainly one distinct change in gauge higher up, and it's a simple handheld copper bow drill from ancient Egypt that is yielding insights more than 100 years after it was first discovered. The small copper alloy object was originally discovered at Baradi in Upper Egypt in the 1920s inside an adult male's grave, dubbed Grave 3932. I'm so sorry. People at home will know what I've just been saying of you, Michelle. You were sort of frozen in like a really contented like.
Those numbers, Mark.
Yeah. Anyway, this tool was found in a grave in the 1920s. Now, roughly 100 years later, researchers from Newcastle University and the Academy of Fine Arts, Vienna, have recognized the artifact's immense importance in the history of tool usage. They share their findings in a study recently published in the journal Egypt and the Levant. The research team examined the piece under a magnification and concluded that it represents the earliest identified rotary metal drill from ancient Egypt's pre-dynastic period in the late 4th millennium BCE, the age before the pharaohs ruled. Quote, "The ancient Egyptians are famous for stone temples, painted tombs, dazzling jewelry, but behind those achievements lay practical everyday technologies and flat caps, I imagine. That rarely survived. That rarely survived in the archaeological record. Martin Odler, visiting fellow in Newcastle University's School of History, Classics and Archaeology, said in a statement about the research that he had co-authored, one of the most important was a drill, a tool used to pierce wood, stone, and beads, enabling everything from furniture making to ornament production. Weighing a slight 1.5 grams and measuring just over 2 inches long, the artifact was originally catalogued as a little awl of copper with some leather thong wound around it. With such a mundane description, it sat unstudied for a century. That all changed when the research team took a liking to it, and I found that it featured wear consistent with drilling, highlighted by fine striations, rounded edges, and a slight curvature at the working tip. All the evidence pointed to a rotary motion, not just simple puncturing. So it's a really nice little story about the production of tools. Now, in hindsight, I'm just going to go back and check. Yeah, they're not they're not entirely clear with whether or not the image that I can see here is actually the tool or not.
Oh.
Yeah, they just credit here Getty Images.
So
I
that might be
I think what I'm looking at is a modern drill bit, not but also they don't have in the article.
But what if it was a modern drill bit? I can hear the Graham Hancock getting in his spaceship right now.
Yeah, they're closing in. No, but I think the actual original artifact is not featured as a picture in the article. There we go. So if you click on the press release, obviously I'll show this on screen, we can see the original article. And okay, yeah, it's a little less obviously impressive, but you can see the curvature and the spiral.
Oh, how
And-
rude, Mark. Like, no, that's
Yeah.
not impressive.
Not as impressive, no. But no, sorry, not as familiar to people who know all about their drill bits. shall we
So
say.
rude, Mark.
But yeah, it's a cool little tool. I like it. I dig it.
I love how you're so unimpressed now. You were like, wow, this is really impressive. And then
Then,
when you realized that it was a stock image, and then you went to the image, you went,
Mm.
oh,
Oh, yeah.
that's
No,
that's nice.
No, it's lovely.
Slow. Well, my bonus story is something that's possibly less or more impressive, depending
Okay.
on how much you know about this particular fossil. And I shared this with Mark because I desperately wanted him to put on screen the fossil of the picture of this fossil, which
Uh-huh.
is a smiling fossil discovered on Holy Island, and of course, the mouth of Sauron.
Yes. No, I've seen this. Yep. Very funny. Yeah.
And I say it's less impressive because this fossil is actually very common.
Know that
and
he
so-
suffered greatly at the hands of his host. Yeah.
And then we have to do the smile.
Yeah.
But it really does look like that.
Yeah.
And there are some people who are extremely impressed by this, going, oh my gosh, it actually does look like the mouth of Sauron. And then other people going, do you know how common this fossil is? And it is, unfortunately, this fossil is, but this one specifically was found on Lindisfarne, the whole Isle of Lindisfarne in Northumberland. Christine Clark, 64, was hunting for fossils during a Boxing Day walk on Holy Island. Oh, it's a nice day out
Yeah.
in Northumberland when something caught her eye. A tiny pebble seemed to be smiling at me, she said. It looked like someone's fake teeth. And I don't know, Mark, maybe you could do a better Northumberland accent than me, sorry.
Most
She,
certainly.
she took it home and posted it to Facebook, fossil identification page. Thousands of likes later. See, kids, sometimes social media is good. Others seem to confirm her suspicion that it was, in fact, an ancient marine animal. Christine holidays nearly every year to Northumberland with her husband Gerard, where she said they regularly go hunting for cuddy beads on the Holy Island. Oh, isn't that nice? A good day out, isn't that? A spit of land with only 150 residents and cut off twice daily by the sea, which is nice to be with no one. It is considered the cradle of early English Christianity, as we know. The beads are fossilized parts of the
The
stem of
beads.
marine
That sounds like a Saxon comedy, doesn't it?
That's a good one.
Good night, bead. Good night, bead. Good night, bead.
Good night, Bede. Good night, Bede. But not the venerable Bede,
No,
who's a cranky
yeah.
old man who doesn't share full information. Are you tired, Bede? Depends what you mean by that. Oh, for God's sake, could you just write it down? The marine animal is called the crinoid, but they earned their nickname from St. Cuthbert. Oh, Bede versus St. Cuthbert. They're going to have to throw down now in the arena. Considered to be the patron saint of North England. That's true, St. Cuthbert. He arrived in the island in the 670s as a monk coming to the priory. He was buried here, and quote unquote miracles took place around his shrine. Says Dr. Francis McIntosh. Hundreds of years later, the 1300s people were finding these small fossils, but they didn't know what they were. They thought Cuthbert was making them and that it was part of his spiritual process of some kind. And by collecting them, they could become more spiritual. So people did collect them. And like I said, these fossils are they're crinoids, even though they're quite common and you could find them, they're still very lovely to find.
Yeah.
And it just I just love that it looks like the mouth of Sauron going
Yeah.
from
think-
a rock.
I think I have one somewhere in the office. If I can find it, I'll show a
Oh,
picture.
did you find it yourself?
I did actually. I might even have found it on Lindisfarne.
Theft!
Yeah. Anyway, so that has been an episode. We've been recording this week on a Sunday because I've been unwell and timings and so on and so forth. So I'll probably put this up a little bit later than our normal schedule. And that means that our next episode will indeed be next week, Michelle.
Yes!
Yeah. Not this week. Not this week.
Senightly!
No.
Again. I win.
Exactly.
Every time you try to curse, the show. The show curses back.
Yeah, curses back. Yeah, what was it? Threefold. Everything you do will come back on you threefold, man. Yeah. What's that from?
I don't. I know what you mean, but I don't remember.
Yeah, no, I think it's from
not-
Practical Magic.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Practical Magic. Thanks for watching,
Now,
guys.
now we need the click beetle just to go across the screen and go
Yep.
just start smashing things, burning the house down.
Dude, actually, to be fair, I could imagine you jumping off a roof with an umbrella.
That's very rude, Mark. Oh, I would. I mean, the hats at the end of the movie are just absolutely smashing.
Yeah.
And I would love to leap off that roof with the umbrella.
Open or closed?
You know what? I would love to be more impressive by keeping it closed.
Oh,
but
okay.
I don't think that would be very conducive to slow fall.
No. Although you could do the Charlie Chaplin, the tramp, on the way down. Just spin it.
Are you calling me a tramp on International Women's Day, Mark? Is that what's happening in this, in this show?
Oh dear. Bye. Bye.